original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Oh, I love all this attention.
Run! Hide!
Oh, yeah!
Putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone.
Is it a risk? Yes, but it's necessary.
Why? Because of your guilt?
I know. It's hard to understand. But at least now it can't get much worse.
I'm gonna need your help.
Don't get cocky.
Hey guys, your man Shockland27 here. Decided to go watch a new Snow White movie by watching the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to see how my opinions are, as I haven't watched this film since since I was like 4 years old. I'm on Disney Plus. I'm wanting to get ready for the Snow White film I'm gonna watch soon enough, and yeah, I'm going to see how this film goes so I can make a totally fair and accurate comparison between the two when I'm done watching the remake, which I'm sure to God will be a complete masterpiece. That's totally going to be everyone's reaction when watching the new film. Oh. I mean, don't you love it when films used to actually show a lot of respect to the staff and crew before the film even starts? Because nowadays Hollywood does not do that because they do not respect the workers who are not actors. And I must say, the film is an achievement of animation, and I'm surprised at how absolutely weird it was. Like, for one, I'm surprised at how short the film was. Like, I know it's the first ever Walt Disney film ever made, but damn, I didn't expect it to be so short. And it almost feels very, like, compared to the other later Disney films, it feels very inconsequential. Like, there isn't much going on. Like, it's very much a very simple film. Like, all what really happens is that Snow White literally is just chilling in some, like, her castle, then next day she just decides to go on a walk or something, and then she gets hunted down by some huntsman who has a change of mind or whatever, and then the next thing she hangs out with a bunch of animals, goes to the dwarves' hideout, decides to just jump in without their consent, sleeps in their own house. Is it really sorrow about it? She just decides to do what she wants because she's a princess, whatever. The dwarves seem to be totally okay with some stranger ransacking their house. and the dwarves all become like complete simps to her. Hijinks ensue with them, not really much happens. Then there's this subplot of the witch wanting to get to Snow White's because she is talking to this evil mirror that I guess that one Shrek film made fun of with the cursed mirror thing. And then the next fucking thing happened is that she was all like, I'm going to have this devious plan where I'm just going to have this poisonous apple that looks totally eatable and then just give it to this girl. And while doing that, I'm going to disguise myself as some ugly witch or something who looks absolutely amazing, by the way. Oh my god, like all her faces are just like screenshot worthy. They're all so amazingly expressive. And then the next thing, she goes to her house, and for some reason, like, those animals, they honestly 100% know that this woman's up to no good. They must have sixth senses or some shit. I don't know. It's really, really crazy shit. Really. And then the next scene's like, Snow White is like, oh, cool, an apple, thanks. I mean, why not? Then she just bites it, and the next shot, you just see her flying on the ground with the apple flying off her head. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Actually going there. The film even goes out of its way of having a fake out ending of like, oh, well, I guess the princess is dead or something, and then Prince Charming, whatever, he just comes out of nowhere. He literally was not a factor throughout the entire movie until like the last 2 or 3 minutes. Kisses her, and then she gets revived and lives to see another day, and it's like, that's it. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, that's amazing. But other than that, the film is still amazing because the animation came out in 1937, where this is like one of the very first animated films ever put out in Hollywood. And after seeing this film, I was like, holy shit, the animation work is absolutely insane. It's like, how are these guys able to achieve this thing without any computer, without the technology that animators have today? Like, okay, here's the thing. I know I watched that film Miniza 2, and I consider that to be the best animated film I've seen in cinemas in a long time. But man, comparing that to like films in the 1930s, like before like the age of computers, I'm like, how the fuck do you achieve this thing? And it looks so fluid. It looks way more fluid than so many animated shows I see nowadays. Like, how is that possible? How are they able to achieve all these rain effects? How are they able to achieve all these, like, the fluidity of these characters moving? Like, they're all so expressive and dynamic. It's like, it feasts to the eyes. Like, this is absolutely unprecedented animation. It's, whoa, no wonder why this film kickstarted Disney. This film is legit revolutionary. And I love that for that. The other thing is Snow White, she's a very likable character. Like, yeah, she's pretty much the de facto Disney princess with the way she acts and all that. Very much like what you expect out of a Disney princess in every sense of the word. Very charming, very, like, headstrong, very kind of like a lighthead, sort of, but she's very, very cute, very fun character to be around. She's very likable. That's the key trait. She's very likable. You got the witch who, honestly, compared to the other Disney villains, like, she's alright though. She's not the best, but she's kind of funny because of all the faces she makes and how she has this really bitchy attitude towards Snow White. It's like, she literally just, her first introduction literally is just her talking to some mirror, like, almost like she's just bored or something, just wants to do something to kill some time, so she just looks at Snow White having fun. He's like, ah, that son of a bitch, that bitch, and then just talks to her Skype call of a mirror and is like, hey, do you know how I can fuck up this bitch's life? And she's like, and the mirror's like, yeah, sure, you just gotta follow the wills of this thing, which is like by murdering the shit out of her because she's the most willful person, I guess, whatever. I don't remember exactly what the mirror is saying, but the mirror is saying that, yeah, she needs to exile her, so that's what the princess does. And the Seven Dwarves, they're all amazing. I love the Seven Dwarves. They're so damn cute. They're so damn memorable. No wonder why they're used to so many, like, promos, and they appeared in Kingdom Hearts, and they were, like, used to so much merchandise. They're such likable, memorable characters. Like, they're the reason why you got, like, the whole lovable sidekick archetype that's used in so many movies nowadays. They're so memorable, especially Grumpy, who has a legit character arc. In the beginning, Grumpy is a complete 100% no-nonsense sexist, but by the end of the film, he grows this attachment towards Snow White, slowly changes his sexist views on women, and then he embraces, like, the part where he gets a peck on the head. At first he was like, woman, ugh, disgusting. And as soon as she pecks her, he's like, he has a moment to, like, register being like, actually, I don't really care. I still hate women. Then after a while, he's like, man, maybe getting some love from women actually does ring well, you know? And then he's like, then he just tries to hide hide the fact that he actually does have attachment towards Snow White, so he just puts on that stern, grumpy face, but in reality he actually has a really kind soul, which is really cool. In fact, there's even a fun fact that he's pretty much the first dwarf to actually go out of his way to ride onto an animal to return back to their house as soon as he heard that Snow White's in danger, or Snow White's in danger. He's the first one to literally get on that deer and just run straight to their house, which is like amazing characterization because it shows that the guy deeply cares about Snow White, which is amazing, which I didn't expect out of a film like this, but it happened. Wow, this film really is great, man. It's understandable why the film's a classic. It's so revered, even though it is kind of like the weakest in terms of story and writing. It's still very iconic. It's still a very enjoyable film, very much a rewatchable feast for eyes. I give the film like a 7 out of 10. A really great film. Legit. It's cinema. It's amazing. And I'm glad that I watched it again on Disney. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, oh wait, yeah, you saw the thumbnail, right? It's about Snow White, not the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White! Oh, okay, yeah, Snow White. So, yeah, I watched Snow White. And I gotta say, the film is, it's a film. It's one of the films of all time. So, you got that one, you got the interpretation of Snow White, where she's, I guess she's a part of some like bandit group now, who's against the witch or something, and there's a lot of more things going on. Because the original is a very simplistic film, almost nothing really happens in the original, but this film is so much more subplots. Like there's like two films in one. Like one part, which is the beginning of that film, it's more or less like an adaptation of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and then the second part is its own bandit focus film where it's them trying to stop this evil witch or something. And the film honestly ended up not being that engaging. It just felt very... I mean, the new songs, I don't remember a single new song. And yeah, by the way, like, one thing I do recall is that this remake, it kind of removed a bit of the... I was hoping that the remake would try not to remove was definitely the parts with the Grumpy, who's pretty much my favorite dwarf. Well, in this film, remember how in the original, his sexism plays kind of a crucial part in regards to his character growth? Well, in this film, they kind of neutered it because, you know, it's just for modern audiences or whatever, so they kind of just make him just grumpy and that's about it. And it kind of makes him less interesting as a result. And, yeah. And yeah, one thing I do recall them removing is the whole, like, the fact that Snow White is a Christian. The first time is that, oh yeah, Snow White, she literally just prays in the bed, like literally prays to the Lord Almighty God to make sure that her friends will come back safely or something because they went to the mine. It's like, what? I had no idea that she was a Christian, and the film is so religious in that way. Like, that's the fact I never knew about Snow White. I had no idea that she was a Christian because most Disney princesses, they don't really talk about their religion, or they don't really get the religion reference. But in this film, they just felt honest to God, show her praying to God, and I was like, whoa, that was interesting characterization for Snow White. It makes her kind of more interesting in hindsight, in my opinion. It makes her stand out from the other princesses in this one. Well, guess what? She does not pray, because I guess praying is not seen as progressive or something, or I guess having a character be this openly religious isn't seen as marketable anymore. And I'm like, man, I mean, I'm not too bothered by it, but it's kind of lame they kind of removed her Christian origins. But hey, it's modern Disney. I don't think they like referencing religion unless it's like some horror movie where, of course, they show a nun or the Christian church getting infested with demons and all that scary crap, and I'm like, I'm tired of it. You don't see that type of horror of other religions, but it's always Christianity, but whatever. Well, anyway, you got Gal Gadot. Hello, no! And she was like, she exists, and I mean, she tried to ham up her role or whatever. Like, you know how the Disney witch, the Disney villainesses, they're always meant to be like very over the top, very, very wicked in their portrayal. I expected something akin to like Angelina Jolie's performance from Maleficent, with how hammy she is with her performance in the original. Like, that was an amazing Maleficent. This one though has the witch. Man, Gal Gadot, she literally cannot act for the life of her, so she ends up sounding very bored and like she doesn't want to be there or some shit, and ends up being like, man, she's so dry. She has the personality of a dogfish. Whatever, it's like, oh my god. Like, she tries to be hammy for her song, but she ends up feeling flat and auto-tuned. Like, that woman cannot sing for the life of her, it's so bad. And, yeah, I'm gonna forget about her. And then you got the prince, who's not the prince, his name is Jonathan. So yeah, Jonathan. He's pretty much a guy who exists. Like, he's a part of the bandit group, so, they can remix the whole, she's getting saved by the prince, because that one actress chick was all like, weird when talking about how the old school Snow White principles doesn't attach to modern day cinema. And it's like, you can't have her be saved by a prince, you gotta have her be like friends with the bandits or something, and then they become closely attached because they're pretty much an equal playing ground, to show that she does not need to rely on a man to help her. I don't know, man, it's kind of lame. Jonathan, he's forgettable. The prince was also really bad in the original, in my opinion. He's the weakest part because he has zero character. In fact, in my opinion, I think the original prince was more like a contrivance of the plot or something. But then it also works in the original because it's meant to be from the perspective of a story tale, like a Brothers Grimm story tale being told to children, because the beginning of the film starts with a book opening that ends with the book closing. So it makes sense why the prince would just pop out of nowhere. This film doesn't make any sense to not include the prince anymore. But then they're doing that because they want to modernize the film, and that's kind of lame. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I left the best for last, or the worst for last, whatever you could say, and that's with the dwarves. Jesus Christ, Angelical pain. That's how I describe them. Angelical pain. In the sense that they're literally just like a bunch of CGI abominations with literally the worst CGI I've seen from a live action film since like Cats 2019. That's why I had that whole Cats intro in the beginning, because the film literally reminds me of watching Cats. Really, really atrocious CGI, very uncanny. The whole CG in this film does not work. It just looks fake, phony. It just reminds me of how much better animation is for these Disney animated films. Like, oh god, this film really is a nightmarish film to look at. It's so bad. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's songs to God, the film not worth watching in theater. Anyway, the film just isn't worth the hate it's getting, because it's like, it's a Disney remake. You gotta know what to expect. They're not really worth watching much anymore. I mean, I watched it because I was kind of interested to see this film, because this literally is the only Disney film I've actually shown legit interest in watching because of all the controversy. It just made the film feel kind of attractive. And I also watched the original before, so I felt more keen. Then after seeing this one, I'm like, it's a waste of money. Waste of like £15, because where I live, it's £15 to watch a fucking movie. It used to be like, what, £5 or £6? Now it's like 16. What the 15? It's like, what? The UK is losing its shit, and people are wondering why people don't go to the cinemas. They're too bloody expensive. Too much prices. And I don't even buy popcorn and all that stuff, and I'm still like, bro, the budget is too much on my bank account. But yeah, this film sucks, and you guys should not watch it. I'll give the remake a 4 out of 10. Or no, 3 out of 10, because it represents the worst of Disney's remake machine. It's just really bad, bro. Well, anyway, if you liked the video, please give it a like, comment, sub. And yeah, peace out.